Hi everyone, Mary McIntosh here. I'm here in my home office today, and I wanted to talk to you guys about. We're supposed to answer questions that we're asked all the time, and so one of the questions that I get asked all the time as a real estate agent is how to become a move up buyer. What do you do if you already own a house? How do you move up into your next home? And so I wrote a blog, but for whatever reason, it's hard to get people to actually read my blogs. And I think it's just people are more attracted to video. Okay, this light, hang on. All right, I hope you can still see me. Maybe that light's coming from behind me. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of go over there are 5 options that I could think of that you can do if you own a house, and they kind of depend on you as to what you're most comfortable with, and also what your finances will dictate. The first one that you can do is find your dream home and buy it before you sell your house. And obviously that's the easiest, because if you do that, then you don't have to worry about selling your house or worrying about the buyers for your house and all of those sorts of things. But it's really not most people can afford to have 2 primary residences at the same time. And that's where, I don't know, I think that it becomes an unrealistic situation to do. It's some people can do it, but most of us can't. And so that's option number 1. Option number 2 would be, now this has to be done before you get started. But if you are lucky enough to have equity in your house, you can pull an equity line on your house before you find your dream home. So you don't want to start looking for your dream home first. If you think that your home is maybe not the perfect home anymore and you're ready to move on, it might be a good time to get that equity line done. You don't actually have to take any cash out, just apply for it and have it ready and available. I'm thinking I have to go shut the door behind me, or else that light is gonna keep bothering me. Anyway, so I'm gonna do that right now. I don't want to be in the dark, but anyway. All right, so you can pull an equity line, and you cannot pull an equity line if your house is on the market. So if this is something that you think might be a great option for you, do the equity line first, but also know that in order to have your down payment and be able to buy a house without selling your first house, you have to qualify for both loans. And that is maybe not something that's in the cards for you. So if that's not in the cards, you can put your house on the market, the one that you currently live in right now, and make a contingent offer on your dream home. And for a while, for several years, those were not, nobody wanted that. Nobody would consider a contingent offer. Nobody would give you the time of day, and you would not win the house if there was any kind of competition. Now, it's still not a seller's favorite deal, but it's certainly more common, and you see it all the time, because people need to sell their house, so they put it on the market, they find their dream home, put an offer on, and it's contingent upon their current home closing escrow. Usually, though, the sellers of your dream home will not accept an offer until your current home is actually under contract. So that does put you in a maybe not an ideal time frame to find your dream home, and it can be a little bit stressful, but it does usually work out, and there are a lot of homes out there. So this is the most common, this is what most of us have to do, and there are things that can go wrong. I could do a whole talk about it, because there are so many layers in that situation that could go wrong, that it can be stressful, but it can be done, and it's what most of us do. So that's option number 3. Option number 4 would be to rent your house out. And you don't need, it used to be that you had to like show that you had already been doing that for 2 years, which makes no sense. How could you be renting your house out for 2 years if you've been living in it? But now you can rent your house out and show what the going rate would be, and then actually qualify for your dream home. If you want your equity out of that house, though, before you rent it out, then you need to do that all first. If you need to pull an equity line, and then make sure that your rent covers your original mortgage plus the equity line once you pull it out. Equity lines usually you only pay interest payments on, so it's not a whole lot of money, but you don't want to be upside down on your rental. That is the 4th option, and the last option I'm forgetting, I'm like checking. Oh, the last option is basically you could just sell the house that you live in now, rent a house, and then take your time home shopping for your dream home. That includes moving twice, and that makes that probably the least attractive, because then you're also stuck in a lease and you have to deal with that. But those are your 5 options basically when it comes to moving into your dream home if you already own a home. Really, if we all just had loads of cash sitting in the bank and the ability to qualify for 2 awesome mortgages, we wouldn't have to worry about that. That's option number 1. But most of us, what we're going to do is do a contingent offer. And it is important to work with an agent that's familiar with doing that, because if you don't, there's a lot of things that can get messed up in that situation. And also, you also have to finagle with the sellers of your dream home to get them to accept that offer and to trust you that you're going to sell your home. And so before you do any of this stuff, if you find your dream home, you really have to have your house 100% ready to be on the market, if not already on the market, before you start home shopping at all. All right, thought you guys would want to hear about those things. Feel free to message me, call me, text me, any of those things if you have any questions. Thanks.